Hello, everybody, and welcome to Connor's First Up. So today, the Saints beat the New York Giants 33-18, and then this is honestly the win that the Saints defense actually needed. Granted, I don't know if it was because of the Saints' talent or the lack of play calling or the lack of good play calling from the New York Giants offensive coordinator. Granted, the past 3 weeks, I didn't think the Saints defense were bad. I just thought that Ken Crowley and PJ Williams played straight awful. But as as looking through the first 3 weeks, the Saints running attack or running defense was fantastic, ranked sixth overall uh, against the run. But this is definitely the win that the Saints needed to go 3-1, and which is really good considering that a lot of the other NFC powers were kind of underperforming. Really, I mean, besides the Rams, they're looking fantastic, but the Falcons, everybody's injured. The Vikings are just straight up underperforming. Uh, Panthers, they're looking okay, but they have a bye week, not much to show. So this win was extremely important for the Saints because number one, it claimed number one spot in the NFC South, and the Falcons and the Bucks also lost while the Panthers had a bye week, so they're ahead as of right now. But offensively, or at least in the passing game, they didn't have the best game, which really shows the caliber of the Vikings defense, which honestly was kind of bad last year, which was a surprise, and then they rebounded. And good job on the Giants secondary, keeping Michael Thomas only four catches for 47 yards, considering that in the first three games, I think he had over 30 passing or 30 receptions, which is honestly just crazy. But looking at the stats, Drew Brees was 18 for 32, 217 yards. No, he's not gonna. He didn't break the record, but most likely he's gonna be breaking the record for the most passing yardage next game against the Washington Redskins during next Monday, which is also a primetime game. So I guess that's for the best. But he had only 217 yards. I say only because the past three games he was almost around like at least 300 each game. No touchdowns, no interceptions, and he has yet to throw an interception this season. Taysom Hill, he really bailed out the Saints' offense in the first two drives. The first two drives, the Saints went three and out, but luckily on fourth down, they did a fake punt, and Taysom Hill threw a completion. He almost threw a touchdown, but unfortunately, later in a different drive, uh, he almost threw for a touchdown, but unfortunately, Alvin Kamara dropped the pass. Speaking of Alvin Kamara, he played a fantastic game. He had 11 carries, 134 yards, and three touchdowns. You can say that the last touchdown was a garbage time touchdown, which was just running out the clock, which was a 49 carry to the house, really. And then he also had, did he have any catches? Yeah, he had three catches five catches for 47 yards. The longest was a 25 yarder. But honestly, this was a very tight game. I was actually very nervous, even though I do believe that the Saints were dominating the state of play through the first half. They were 4 for 4, or I guess 0 for 4 really, but they had four field goals through Will Lutz, and thank God that we have Will Lutz, who I believe is a top five kicker in the NFL. He's been proving that he's very clutch through the past 3 years with the Saints, and I feel like he's going to be staying for a while, hopefully at least. But looking at the defense, as I said before, this is the win that the defense needed. And like I said before, I don't know if this was based on the Saints' talent or bad play calling by the Vikings. I mean, not the Vikings, the Giants. Uh, Demario Davis had two sacks, which was fantastic, considering that he's a brand new player for the Saints. And the other player who got a sack was Davison, who's a nose tackle. Good for him. And then Marshawn Lattimore, I didn't think he'd have his best game, but he did have a fumble recovery for how many yards was that? Well, I don't really see, but I believe it was to like the Giants 10, which unfortunately only led to a field goal. And I think that was the drive that Alvin Kamara dropped the touchdown from Taysom Hill. In fact, in that drive, not only did Alvin Kamara drop the pass, but Benjamin Watson also dropped the pass. But the player that really stood out to me was not because he made a great play or anything, it's because he didn't make any bad plays, which was Ken Crowley. He might have made a bad play or two, but he was not awful like week 3 or week 2 or whatever, week 1. He played good enough, didn't cost the Saints a game. I didn't really see P.J. Williams too much, which I guess is a good thing. He was probably playing slot corner considering that Robinson's out. But Beckham didn't have a very good game, which is surprising. He only had 7 receptions for 60 yards, and I believe that most of that was in the fourth quarter. I know in the first half he had basically nothing. I think he had more rushing yards and receiving yards in the first half. So great job on I can assume Marshawn Lattimore. Sterling Shepard, he had a fairly decent game. The only touchdown from Eli Manning, he had 10 receptions for 77 yards. He actually had the opening touchdown. But honestly, after that, it was a Saints ball game. The Saints really controlled the state of play. Even though it felt like a very close game, mostly due to the fact that the Saints couldn't capitalize on getting the red zone. Like I said before, they didn't get a touchdown until the third quarter. And then following the fourth quarter, their offense finally opened up. And again, great job on the Giants defense, shutting down Drew Brees for a long while. It wasn't the best game by Drew Brees statistically, but I do believe that's mostly because of receivers dropping their passes. So I saw like 3 or 4 drop passes, and then obviously the 2 in the red zone or end zone. Kicking played a gigantic role in this. I would argue that Will Lutz was the MVP of this game. You can make the case for Alvin Kamara, but honestly, if Will Lutz didn't make a field goal or even missed 1 or 2, I could say that might have swayed the game early in the game, and we might have won it. We might have not had momentum going into the game or momentum going into the second half. But thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to share this video. Thank you.